Hey guys, Aaron here, welcome back to another Super Nintendo ROM hack video. Today I'm going to be playing The Legend of Zelda, The Parallel Worlds. Now there is actually a couple of different versions of this ROM hack available. I'm actually going to be playing the Remodel. I will discuss during the video why I made this decision, but I do believe it's the better one to go for. This game also works completely fine on the Super Nintendo Mini, just in case you want to give it a go yourself. Now this is of course based off Super Nintendo A Link to the Past, which seems to have come out years and years ago now, but the developers, the hackers, they've done a really great job at giving this game its own identity really. There's a brand new story, new graphics, some new music, a lot of changes. So we start off in Link's room like the original, and we need to sneak into the guardhouse and foil Drago's plans. Now if you remember, in the original game you do actually come across a chest in this room with the torch, or the lantern I guess. Not in this case, so what we need to do is head north and find a cave, and that should lead us onto the torch. So let's continue heading upwards here. I do love the fact as well you actually get a description of the area you're in as a village entrance. I don't know, I think it just gives the game a bit more to it. And I love the fact as well the HUD's been changed around. So down in the bottom left you got your rupee meter, the heart meter up in top left. Just, it's been changed around a bit. I think it looks a bit more cleaner for that matter. One other feature I must say I love about this game is actually it records how long it's taking you, whereas the original game never had like a timer like that, so that is definitely a good bonus to add to the game. So let's head through the caves, try not to get killed here, and we should come across a torch shortly enough. Just clear a path. One other thing I noticed during this was you come across a lot of rupees. In the original game, rupees, yeah, they were quite difficult to come across, whereas this one, as you'll see, hopefully I'll come across quite a lot of them. I'm not going to actually spend anything this episode, but there is a hut in Kakariko village where you can buy bombs and arrows. Right, so that's our lantern or torch. Let's continue back upwards, head towards Kakariko village. Now, I was discussing earlier actually between different versions of this ROM hack. So the original Parallel Worlds, when it come out, it was kind of classed as a very difficult game. There was a lot of backtracking in it, a lot more enemies, the level designs were quite difficult. So quite a few years later another hacker come along and remade the game, I guess, to make it a little bit more accessible to a lot more players. I remember originally having this game when it originally came out, and I gave up because the level design was just making me go a little crazy. Whereas playing this, although it's different from what I remember, it didn't take too long to figure out exactly where I was supposed to be going. Right, so let's head back into the intersection, I guess, and traverse through a few more of the caves. I'm assuming I need to come back to these caves at some point with extra items. Now that's what I was talking about, there's a lot more rupees in this one, already 185. It would have taken me ages to do that in the original Super Nintendo game. Okay, so we've got our castle guardhouse in sight, so let's just make our way into the building here. Okay, so we've got our first dungeon, I guess. It plays out quite similar to the original Link to the Past Hyrule Castle here. So what we need to do is go and find my uncle, and then I need to go and release Princess Zelda from her cell. So I have played this a bit, as I said, and I kind of know the general sort of layout here, but I didn't actually come across any maps or compasses like in the original game. Maybe that's just me and I wasn't looking properly, but nothing really stood out to me, so let's just head down here. And I do need a hammer, it looks like, to get to that door. Maybe I'm going to have to come back a bit later into the game once I've got that item. I guess that's something I've always enjoyed with the Zelda games. Finding an area you can't actually get by just yet, but coming back with an item and maybe finding like a heart piece, something like that. I'll just wait for him to get out of the way. There is also a lot of switches. As you'll see, quite a lot of the rooms have these little hidden switches on the floor to get you into the next area. Yeah, like so. The majority of the rooms on this level does seem to take that into account. Another thing I can't forget to talk about here is the graphics. So a lot of the graphics have been edited, including Link's sprite here. So he's got his blonde locks back. Now if you remember in the original Link to the Past he had this kind of pink looking hair. I always kind of thought it was part of his hat, but apparently not, it is his hair. Whether that was down to system limitations or a design choice from Nintendo themselves, I'm not 100% sure with that. Yeah, from what I've played so far anyway, there's been subtle differences with the graphics, but just having a look at some parts later into the game, you definitely notice that a lot of work has been put into making it look a bit better. Some areas definitely have more of a darker look to them, and I kind of feel that makes this game sort of stand out on its own. Okay, so I've got my sword and shield, it works, so we should be able to get a bit further through this dungeon now. Definitely the sword's going to come in handy, I can tell you that, so let's just try and kill him off, get a heart. Perfect. There's nothing worse than losing all your hearts on this game and getting that dreaded sound effect, so I can't promise that isn't going to happen during my playthrough here, but I will try my best. So we get those enemies as well from the original with that ball and chain that swings around. Don't want to get anywhere near those if possible. Let's just keep heading upwards here. The blue enemies, of course, they kind of home in on you. Quite tricky to get by. But the pots here should take out the guard. Nice. Grab ourselves a key. Always handy to grab an extra heart there. So we've got a chest up in front. What is going to be inside? We have a big key. Perfect. Right, let's go and find out what that key is going to open up now. Now, as I said earlier in the video, this game does actually feature a brand new storyline. I'm not going to go too much into details here during the video, but basically 7 people have appeared out of nowhere. Questions are being asked about the Parallel Tower. This game is of course called Parallel World, so that kind of rings in with that. So there is a new enemy of the game, Dragor, so he wants this information from these 7 people, what the tower is all about. So basically he's captured everyone, and you as Link, you need to go and rescue everyone. Yeah, nothing too drastic for a Legend of Zelda story, but it works. You know, it's all about the gameplay, and from what I played of Parallel Worlds Remodel so far, it seems to be turning out okay. Right, so let's continue up this way, so we're done with this area. Back up to the prison up on the floor. So we want to continue heading over to the right, hopefully not losing any hearts in the process. So we've got this little room here, so we've got 2 standard enemy guards to get rid of, and of course the ball and chain guy. Yeah, definitely going to want some hearts here. Right, so the only way you can actually get past him, from what I found, is actually hold down the attack button, run in. If you can get close enough, just give him a whack with the sword. Takes a few hits, nothing too major. Can be a bit of a pain though. Maybe one more? Yeah, I think that took far longer than it should have. So we've got our key, we'll go through the door here. And yeah, it's just a case of coming across Princess Zelda now. Yeah, definitely want to pick that up. That is one of the things with the Zelda games, yeah, that sound effect is very, very annoying. No heart though. Okay, so we got Princess Zelda up ahead. Let's take out the guard again. Hopefully one of these... yeah, we've got a heart. Excellent. Or two. Yeah, throwing the pots at the enemy guards definitely do a bit more damage. I think it only takes, what, 3 hits from them to kill him off. Excellent. So Princess Zelda. I know a secret about the tower. I believe the king is... yeah, whatever. Nice. So, we need to make our way back, and in the original entrance area there was actually a door to the right, which I've completely avoided so far during this playthrough, so I want to head back if I can remember the way anyway. After playing this ROM hack, I'm definitely interested in trying some other Legend of Zelda ROM hacks, especially Link to the Past, which, you know, I grew up with and definitely is one of my favourite Zeldas. So if you played anything, leave me some comments down below, even if it's half as good as this one. I'd love to know. I do love the top-down 2D Zelda games, and you know what, I might kind of revisit this one again and see if I can get any further. Because, you know, at the minute it doesn't look like Nintendo's going to be making any 2D Zelda games. If you've never played A Link Between Worlds, definitely give it a go. This game kind of reminds me of it actually, because of course that game is based on A Link to the Past, but with remixed dungeons and a bit of a different overworld at times, I guess. So this really kind of feels at home with me. So let's head back. I think we're getting closer. It's taken a bit of time. There we go. So we've got a switch on the floor here. Let's head through the door on the right. And we're into a new area of the dungeon, so... or the guardhouse, I should say. Still love the little Mario picture on the wall. Straight from the original game as well. So we've got a switch down to the right here. And we should have a chest. Perfect. So let's go and use our key on that. Take out the enemy guard first. Nothing for the trouble of killing him. So we've got a mushroom. Not quite sure what we need to use that for just yet. And probably won't find out in this video. But it's good to know that I've got it. So, what I need to do, I've collected all the keys, I guess, that I need to. Now, if you remember earlier on, over to the left here, there was a locked, I guess a boss key door, something like that. So let's head back up. And yeah, there was like a bit of a library area. Or a wine cellar, bit of a difference. So let's use our key. Perfect. So we've got a whole new area here. I guess this is where the guards come down to have a drink after a hard day's work. Try not to get killed in the process. Let's give this a bit of a push. Okay, so we've got a secret doorway. Let's go straight through. Cellar passage. Again, I mean, this section in particular definitely reminds me of the bit where behind the throne room, I believe, in A Link to the Past. Just push it out of the way, you end up into a, I guess, an area very similar to this with rats and bats. Into the sewer system. Right, so things start to get a bit tricky here. So whereas in the original A Link to the Past, this sort of sewer area, I guess, it's quite straightforward to get through. Whereas, as you can see here, there's a bit of a path around some spikes. Need to be a little careful around here, but it's not too hard to figure out the path. Gonna get a heart? Nope, a red rupee. Not really what I wanted at the minute, so we've got a bit of a maze come up here. It's really not too difficult to figure out. Thankfully, it's just quite a short maze. Just watch out for the snakes. The bats don't really seem to be too bothered with me here. Now, this bit in particular can be a bit tricky, so I guess these type of switches don't actually appear to quite late in the game in A Link to the Past, whereas here they're kind of introduced almost straight away. So they're not difficult to figure out. There's a couple of switches around this area. You just need to puzzle around each corner. So we need to find a little route between the red blocks here. And I'm guessing, yeah, we need to go and find another switch to make the blue ones go down. So let's head down there. Not really after rupees. Don't really need those at the minute. But we do want the switch, so let's click that and head back. We should find a different route here, so we can't go upwards, come back down. The challenge definitely has been much improved, especially for like the first area of the Zelda game. So yeah, let's go down here and head upwards. Don't think I've been this way yet. And just come up the staircase. Nope, that's better. Church back room, so we're nearly there. So we're going to turn out in the sort of sanctuary area, the church, again from Link to the Past. So let's click that switch and head back up. And there's our path to the door. Which switch? Let's go for the left one. Perfect. And that is it. And yeah, I guess the adventure has only just begun. Well, it would do if I was going to continue playing here, but I definitely feel like this might be one I return to in the future. Had a lot of fun with it. In fact, I really enjoyed it compared to the original Parallel Worlds, which, as I said earlier, I gave up quite quickly. Whereas this one, I don't know, it just seems to have rectified a few of the issues that I had with it. So yeah, if you are going to give this one a go, definitely try the remodel out. In any case, I think I'm going to leave this video here. If you have enjoyed it, I would love to hear some of your comments down below under the video itself. Maybe even give the video a thumbs up, that would be great. And if you are new to the channel as well, it would be great if you could subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.